Yep. Control the pet population. All right. There we go.
What?
Have your pets spayed or neutered.
He's sick. He's sick.
Control the pet population.
Adam Sandler.
No, seriously, be responsible. Do it. Anyway, this is the show, ladies and germs. This is Long Shots Sportscast, episode number 33.
Damn.
That's right. We've been on the air now for 33 weeks. That was it's been a long ride. It's been a long ride. When did Russell Crowe get in here? We're flying by the seat of our pants, brothers. This is Longview, Washington's #1 sports-related podcast. But if you're listening to this by now, you already knew that. Mike Holm here. With me, as always, is Brady Arukala.
Good afternoon.
And Skylar Lovingfoss, who didn't seem to understand that, like 3 months ago, I called him Tom Cruise Jr., but I guess he wasn't paying attention.
No, I had no idea.
And we built up a storyline when he was gone, that he was gone because he was being a prima donna, but he really wasn't. He actually had legit reasons to not be here. But it was a rare misfire. It was a rare misfire.
Yeah, Brady sent me that. I was like, huh?
You can see we're all wearing beanies and coats because it's fucking cold here. It dropped to how low? 38?
Yeah, it's definitely October. It's definitely fall.
Yeah, I have to go to Home Depot get me one of them foam covers for my outdoor faucet now.
Oh yeah, before
Yeah.
your pipes freeze.
Faucet noob.
Whatever it's called. Yeah, good times. Good times have been had by all. Anyway, this is Longview, Washington's #1 sports-related podcast, where we get into week-by-week analysis of the NFL. That is the norm. However, today, that's not all we've got. We've also got some piping hot takes straight out of the oven.
Oh, hot.
Oh, yes, indeed. We've got breakers, you know, breakers. And you better believe we also have bus. All that and a whole hell of a lot more. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Doing great.
Doing good. I'm feeling refreshed, gentlemen.
Yeah, I bet.
Fresh
This
off
guy
of-
played hooky yesterday.
Your mental health day really
mental
went
health
over
day.
well.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're doing good, man.
Brady, how's your mental health doing?
Oh, it's right on the cusp of. I need to take one of those days like him. I think maybe a week.
No.
Yeah.
Brady's famous for taking one day off during the week and then just not showing up for rest.
Yeah, he does it right.
Yeah.
He does it
You gotta
right.
do it right, buddy.
Meanwhile, I'm going on second year of I guarantee you, even after we have to minus our time for our holiday break, I bet you I still come out with like 30 hours.
Yeah. That's why you should use it.
Yeah. How deliciously moist.
That's why you should use it. Well, no, you could keep it because you can only. All I gotta tell you is you can only carry over 40.
Yeah.
But that's 40 PPT or 40 PTO, right?
Both.
It's one of each.
You can carry 40 of each, so yeah, you'll be fine.
I always talk about them combined. So
Okay, you'll be fine then.
Have no fear. Anyway, the people that are listening
They're
don't
like, I don't give a.
do not fucking care
Don't
about.
give a shit about your day job or night job.
Stick to your fucking day job.
We're here for the sports. We're here for the action. We're
Fuck,
here
that's
to
a-
talk about it.
What the fuck is that supposed to be me? Is that supposed to be me? Tell you what, stick to your fucking day job.
It's pretty good.
I gotta get a thumbnail for the episode. So, Brady,
What's up, dude?
I want to hear your hot take.
Okay, my hot take the week is Miami in the situation over there with Fitzpatrick. Everybody knows now that Tua is deemed the starter.
Correct.
Now, I feel bad for Fitzpatrick. I feel really bad for him. He even said he's heartbroken. He felt like this is really a team that he's put his all into and that he felt like he was kind of the leader. and that it was his team, and then they just do him like that. It's not like he was having a bad season whatsoever. Dude's been putting up numbers consistently, and they're doing pretty damn good. They've been winning. They're not the same team we saw last year.
No, for sure not.
So anyway, where I'm going with this is, I think Miami is going to come back to bite them in the ass. I'm not saying Tua's going to do bad. I'm not saying that. I don't wish him to do bad at all. But I think Fitzpatrick, he's probably gonna go on to play somewhere else and say he does pretty damn good, and then let's just say that I think Tua maybe he doesn't break out this season. I mean, I know he's just coming off that injury he had. He's healthy now. That's fine. He got a little bit of playing time that prior week. I believe it was like the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe he's just not ready to fill those shoes yet. I think they should have let Fitzmagic finish out the season. So
I have to agree. What they did to Fitzpatrick was dirty.
And
I feel it was dirty. You don't just sit a guy that's winning.
And the chemistry that's going on.
How often do you see that? How often do you see them sit somebody that's winning?
Didn't that happen like Kurt Warner?
You know what? I can tell you when it happened. Warner, but the one that sticks in my mind immediately is 99. Buffalo Bills fans will remember this in infamy. Doug Flutie was winning with them.
We touched on this
He
before.
gets benched for, I believe, an injury. Rob Johnson comes in, and despite Doug Flutie being healthy, Wade Phillips stubbornly sticks his feet in, goes with Rob Johnson, and then next thing you know, they play the Titans. Music City Miracle happens, and the Bills don't make the playoffs for 18 seasons.
Right, and it's that old saying, don't fix it if it ain't broke. So why sit this man when he's doing everything for your team right now? They got good chemistry going on between him, the whole team, and I feel like he's really holds it all together. And for them to just say, "Oh no, you're gonna take a back seat now, and it's Tua's time." I get it. You drafted this guy. You want to see what he's made of. That's fine, but why not finish out the rest of the season with the way it's going right now?
I'd give him a redshirt year, or wait until Fitzpatrick struggles.
Wait until he starts.
That's exactly right. And here's the thing that I was saying last week, and it's kind of funny that this happened. Remember, last week I said Herbert and Tua were, by complete accident, having the opposite of their projected first years. Remember, when Herbert was drafted, it was like, this is Tyrod Taylor's team.
Yeah.
And when Tua was drafted, it'll be like, oh, well, Fitzpatrick will bumble this.
It's
3
like
weeks
he's just a pawn.
down, and Tua will go the rest of the year. Instead, Tyrod gets that shot in the rib with the punctured lung. Herbert comes in, dazzles. He's the starter for the rest of the year. And then Tua is sitting because Fitzpatrick's doing tremendous, or at least so we thought. And then this happens. Here's the question, though. Fitzpatrick, obviously heartbroken. He still feels good for the kid to get out
for
there.
Sure,
and,
he's
and
been
play.
mentoring him. He's been teaching him.
But knowing that he's got this much in the gas, this is his really the best start he's had to a season, and the most consistent he's been this far into a year. Normally, like we've talked about it, he's had, in Tampa Bay, he had 2 tremendous, 300, 400-yard games where everybody was like, holy shit.
He had that stay with the Bills.
And then he got really bad, and then it was like, okay, there's the guy that we know. There's the Jets quarterback we remember. We're 6 weeks in. The Dolphins, I believe, are 4-2 or 3-3.
They're 4-2.
I think they're 4-2. If I look it up here right now, I have this. The Dolphins are 3-3.
3-3.
But that's better than people thought they would be right now.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, what do you think Tua's really? Are they under the impression that they're putting Tua in there and that's just going to make them that much better? I don't think.
Here's the thing.
I'm not saying it won't or it will, but like
they're a game ahead of New England right now, and they're a game behind, only a game behind Buffalo.
And if you watch all the games this year, there might have been like, was there really a blowout loss? Like, was there really? They've always kind of hung in there.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and actually,
Fitzpatrick, you got to watch the numbers, man, and like just watch.
Even the Seahawks, did we play? We played.
Oh, we played, dude. It was close. It was closer than we thought it would be.
You want to go deeper than that right now? Technically, right now, they're even though it's a little too early to tell, they're technically still in the hunt for a wild card
They are,
spot too.
and-
If the season were to end right now, you'd be looking at Tennessee, Pittsburgh,
Right.
Kansas City, Indy, Cleveland, and Baltimore, and then I think it would come. The 7th seed would come down to. Let's see, I've got 5 there.
Raiders
6.
or Oakland or Raiders or Dolphins.
Oh no, it would be Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Buffalo, KC, Baltimore, Indy, and Cleveland. But you've got the Raiders and the Dolphins. They're only a game back
Right.
from wild card right now. There's still a lot of season left. Anything can happen. They're still technically in the mix. I don't know why you wouldn't just
It just baffles
let it ride.
me. It baffles me that you don't. It's not like this dude is doing terrible. He's not doing bad at all. He's doing very well,
I will say he had a couple mistakes in the last game, but it didn't cost them the game.
and that's fine.
they
Every quarterback's
shut
gonna
out
have
the Jets.
mistakes.
Yeah, they shut him out.
But
It
that's
was-
not when you go immediately. Okay, we're putting. He's the starter. No,
Right.
man. Like let Fitzmagic keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mentor the kid. Like you said,
Hey-
red shirt year.
Here's the thing.
What's the hurry?
Here's the big question. Does he we got the trade deadline rapidly approaching. We got
Sure.
I think in 1 week, right? The trade deadline's usually week 8.
Yes.
Okay. Does he get moved to a quarterback needy team?
And I'm thinking that's
Does-
what's going to happen.
Does he get shipped out to a Dallas who is struggling under Andy Dalton right now? Does he get shipped out perhaps to a Washington that can't seem to find their footing? Or is it a case where both, I mean,
Or is it a case where they want him because it's not like they're wanting to get rid of him.
right.
It's just
They see the value in him.
they see the value in him, and he would probably be one of the best backup quarterback. He should be a starting quarterback, but
Yeah.
in there, if they're going to put him as a backup,
He's a
Wha-
trustworthy, dependable vet. He's
Yeah.
very much, and I believe it was Matt Nagy who brought this up. 2 of the most important quarterbacks of the last several years, of the last 20 years, Ryan Fitzpatrick
Yep.
and Josh McCown.
I mean,
when you really think about it, how long these guys have been around, they've been total journeymen. They've spanned 17 years in this league. They've started so many games, and they've helped
Fitzpatrick's been on like 15 teams.
Right, they've helped bridge so many guys into the league while
Right.
still holding it down.
Eli Manning, he appreciates, like, all these guys reached out to Fitz after he came
yeah.
out with that, saying he's heartbroken. And I don't blame the guy.
Hey,
Like,
here
it
you
is
go.
messed up.
Jets need to go after him because if the Jets go undefeated,
I don't wish that
if
upon
the
any
Jets-
man, especially not Fitzpatrick.
Listen to me. If the Jets don't win a game, Trevor Lawrence is not coming to the league this year.
Yeah.
No, I disagree with you actually on that. That's not, and this isn't my hot take.
I was gonna say, is that your hot take?
No. I have a hot take for later. I was bringing this up last night. I honestly think he does, but it's going to be, if it's the case, if Trevor Lawrence is smart, he pitches a fit like, and I hate to say it, because I don't think Eli was right in this situation, but I think he has to channel. No, really, he needs to, because here's the thing: the Chargers.
Did you want Eli? Did you want Rivers?
Here's the thing: the 03. Well, I wasn't. That would have been the first year I was a fan. Was 04. So I wasn't. I got in right after
You didn't really
that,
have a say. Yeah.
that controversy, and I wouldn't have been aware of it. I was
Yeah.
8 years old. But here's the thing: the 03 Chargers, not even close to how bad I think the current Jets are right now. Not even
No.
close. You had Drew Brees, who was kind of struggling to find his footing, but you still had the best running back in the NFL in LaDainian Tomlinson, and a defense that was a couple guys away, Sean Merriman and Louis Castillo
No,
and
I don't
Donnie
think
Edwards.
I don't think we.
They were a few guys away from being a fucking,
we haven't quite seen a team like
Pro
this
Bowl
Jets
heavy
in
defense.
a while.
This Jets team is Swiss cheese in a football team form. It's
They might be one of the
apples
worst
and
teams I've
oranges
ever
here.
seen.
Hey, did they move the Hawks game to primetime?
Yes, they did.
They did. They sure did. It's going to be Sunday Night Football. So here's the thing: the Chargers of yesteryear and the Jets of today, they're apples and oranges in my opinion. Trevor Lawrence will make it to the NFL, and he will play football in New York, but it's not going to be for the Jets. It's going to be for the Giants.
Yeah, 'cause look at-
what's going to happen
Oh.
is the Jets. What he needs to do is say, "I will not play for the Jets." The Jets draft him. And then they send him to New York, and New York ponies up a bunch of draft picks the same way they did for Eli Manning in
What do
04.
they do with Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones gets to, you know what?
He gets to go warm a seat up for.
He gets to warm a seat for a better quarterback and maybe get an opportunity later. You know what? People forget that the Chargers, when they went to draft Manning and then traded for Rivers, they had Drew Brees there. Drew Brees struggled.
Are the Giants any better than the Jets, though? Come on now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're out again. They're
Come
out
on now.
They're out a top tier running back.
True. But look at that atrocious defense. I mean, whether that matters to.
There's a lot of. I mean, there's some big guys on that defense.
I'm saying they're not big.
And
I'm saying they're bad.
You need to
they
also
went toe to toe with the leader in their division last night.
Because that's a feat.
You need to also factor in they are out Nate Solder, their best offensive lineman. He's not playing this year.
True.
Because of the COVID restrictions. That's a big
and
hole.
I think there's more to build around there as far as the Giants than there
I
is
don't see
the
it
Jets.
in Daniel Jones.
But
I
look-
don't.
Here's the thing, dude. He could have had he was starting off having a pretty decent game, it looked like last night, and then
Here's the thing. I could be totally wrong. When they took Eli and then traded for Rivers, they stayed with Breeze in 04. All of a sudden, Breeze turns it on, plays angry, gets good overnight, it seems, and the Chargers hit the playoffs for the first time in 10 years.
I mean, that's kind of like
which kept him in the starting job, and it kept Rivers on the bench for a couple seasons. Rivers didn't start a game till 06
Right.
when Brees hit free agency
Yes.
and signed with New Orleans. We could see that again with Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence. I doubt it because I think that the talent gap is
I don't think
wider.
Daniel Jones has the juice like that, dude.
Well, there's
I don't.
still.
I don't
look-
think so either.
Look. There's still a chance the Jets win a game.
Daniel Jones is fast, but we can even see when he's fast, he still
But
can't make a play. He trips over himself
They
or
could
ghost
still
tackles
not get
him.
that number one pick. Look at all the one-win teams out there right now.
Okay, well,
They're gonna get the pick.
I can
dude.
tell you
Just
right
be
now.
quiet.
Let's
They're
evaluate.
not going to win a game.
Let's
I
evaluate.
told you guys this like week 2 or something that they're not going to win a game.
Let's evaluate these one-win teams real quick. Okay, Joe Burrow provides
Yeah,
a lot of
not
promise.
happening.
I guarantee you they win at least
Oh, yeah.
at least 2 more.
Yeah.
These guys play with a heart of fire. They'll pick top
My prediction
5.
was that they were going to win like 7 or 8 games.
Doubtful.
But that's totally doubtful now.
They're going to pick top 5 still, Jacksonville, but they're not going to stay one win. Jets, they won't win a game. They should not win a game on paper.
They will not.
Chargers, we're coming up on a good 5-game run here where we could be winning some games, especially
Well, you
after
guys had
a
a very tough schedule.
especially after a bye week in which Melvin Ingram and Chris Harris is returning and Austin Eckler is expected back by week 10. Vikings,
So week 10 now?
8 to 10.
Oh, okay.
8 at the earliest, 10 at the latest.
gotcha.
Vikings, they are a better roster than this. I don't understand this. Atlanta,
It's
again,
that defense, man.
same thing, and it's both of these guys right
Yeah,
here.
it's both their
just the
defenses.
defenses, but they have the offense to keep winning games.
Yep.
Then you have the Giants. These guys should pick 2 or 3.
They will pick 2 or 3. They will
In
probably
fact-
pick 2.
In
Did,
fact, let me predict right now, top 5 draft picks this year.
Jets.
Jets.
Giants.
I bet you Giants are 2. If I had to predict right now.
Eagles.
No.
No.
No. Give me Jaguars 3. No. Give me Falcons 3. Jaguars 4.
No. Falcons are going to start winning.
I don't think so.
Yep.
I think they're choke city.
Did you not?
They fired Dan Quinn,
Did you not
and I think
hear-
that was a big
Did you not
issue.
hear Adam's prediction?
Oh, and then the
Oh,
Texans.
yeah.
Matty Ice is in Chicago by the end of the
Well,
year.
that's not really that hot of a take because it's everywhere right now. They're saying, or they're going to shop Matt Ryan. I mean, I guess if it's
And I
specific
found-
like that, but they're saying, are they going to shop Matt Ryan and Julio?
Hey.
Why would they get rid of their whole offense?
See, but I've been saying that they might need. I mean, if they're looking at a reboot in Atlanta, that's interesting. I've been saying that if you're going to do it, you need to do it in Detroit and reboot there so the expectations are just
They need to figure out
low.
a defense, but maybe
Well, yeah,
that's where they're trying to make room for it.
Chicago being 5-1, you don't want to trade for a quarterback and just bring another quarterback in. I mean,
Nick
that's
Foles
just-
is doing his thing like he always
Yeah.
does. Why
Yeah.
would I don't know why Adam said that. It's
Hey,
the craziest thing I've heard.
I found the Jets 1 win this year.
Where?
You're not gonna like it.
It's not the Chargers.
I'm
Shut
gonna
up.
say the Seahawks.
It's gonna be the Seahawks.
guy's an
because-
idiot.
Listen.
Where's that?
Am I
Soundboard.
wrong? Am I wrong? We always
Yeah,
do it.
you are wrong.
We always do it against that shit team. That shit team that should never beat us.
We already got
lose
that.
to.
We already got that over with Miami. That was closer than what it
No,
should have
no,
been.
they're not that shit team.
No, I guess you're right.
That's the one game on our schedule where we could get flat-footed and lackadaisical and lose the game.
I really don't see that at all, though.
Okay, so
I can't see that.
Skylar, do you have a hot take for us?
I can't see that. Is that your hot take?
That the Seahawks are going to lose to the Jets?
Is that your
I
fucking
mean, I
hot
guess
take?
the Trevor Lawrence thing was kind of my hot take.
Okay.
that he goes back to
Yeah.
college? Okay. I would call that a lukewarm take because half the fucking sports analysts around the country are saying it. Okay, my hot take. Dwayne Haskins is better than advertised. Dwayne Haskins should not be sitting on a bench right now. Period.
Okay, I'll agree. He should not be sitting on the bench. Kyle Allen should be sitting on the bench, but he ain't. He's sitting on a bench anywhere else he goes.
Hear me out. They lose if you look at their O-line right now.
Can we look at it from the beginning of the week or beginning of the year when everybody was healthy? Or
Oh, you mean when they beat Philly?
yeah, okay,
Right.
Philly.
Yeah, Philly, who most people predicted to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, but
So,
we
hear
soon
me
realized
out.
their defense is literal garbage.
Hear me out. Brandon Scherf has been injured most of the year. Sheriff, however the fuck you say it.
Sharif, maybe.
However,
I
he's
don't
their best O lineman, bar none. Morgan Moses has been battling injuries all year. So that's not good. They get rid of AP, which you could call a wash. Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick. That's two running backs that are young, that are still trying to find their footing. But what kind of weapons does he have? He's got one guy. He
Scary
has
Terry.
Terry McLaurin, who's great. But how many one wide receiver, how many... You need another guy to take the coverage off of you. You don't have that here. Dontrell Inman has been a journeyman. He played for my Chargers. He played for the Colts. I think he played for the Steelers even, or no, the Bears for a little bit. He's been everywhere, hasn't replicated or can't come anywhere close to the 800, 900 some odd yard season he had in 2016 when Rivers was out 5 receivers. There is nothing here. Like, you would think that, I mean, my God, the Jets have more weapons than he does
I'm not-
receiver wise.
well,
the
yeah.
Jets. I mean, and granted, they're the Redskins'
Not
old
really,
weapons. They're the Redskins' old weapons, but they have Crowder,
the Jets have Crowder.
Denzel Mims, who they need to start using.
They don't use him.
If he hadn't opted out for the season, they would have Josh Doxson, who was another former Redskin, another former first round pick.
Okay, but if we're going off just this year and who's
They
playing,
They have at least one more weapon than the Redskins do. The Redskins have one guy. Logan Thomas, former quarterback turned tight end. You'd hardly see him. There's a reason why nobody's taking him in fantasy. Remember, this team used to have Vernon Davis and Jordan Reed. This team at one point in time had Vernon Davis, Jordan Reed, and granted, it's not 2011 Vernon Davis, but it's Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis, Jordan Reed, Jamison Crowder, who is it? Terrell Pryor coming off of his great season when he just kind of flamed out.
Okay, that's fine. That's
This
before
team-
Haskins.
This team used to have weapons on weapons. They don't have weapons. They have one great young receiver who I love, and not much else.
Here's the
They've
thing
got
about
a banged up O
Here's the thing
line,
about a good quarterback that can make anybody a good weapon.
and they've got a banged up O line, and they got a defense that
Look
can
what Russell Wilson does.
I agree.
That's why I don't want to hear about the O line.
I
thing, 'cause
agree.
Look what Russell
no,
Wilson
because
has done.
damn, dude, he's okay. Russell Wilson had a good O line when he started.
Okay, that's
Okay,
fair.
so he had a couple years to
That's
where
fair.
he was a little spoiled and was able to get it and figure it out. And
That's
he
fair.
is an above average guy. I'm not trying to put.
No, I wasn't trying to compare
Listen,
him.
I'm not trying to put Dwayne Haskins in the same neighborhood
I
as
know you're
Russell
not.
Wilson right off the bat. What I'm saying is, there's no reason he needs to be buried on the depth chart right now. No excuse for that.
No, I totally.
All that's doing is breaking the guy's confidence. This is a guy who is capable of playing a lot better. He should be a 30-plus touchdown guy.
I am on the same page as you as far as I do not think Haskins should be benched for Kyle Allen. I don't know what they were thinking by benching the guy. Yes, he has made mistakes, as a young quarterback will. I don't think they are doing a good job with him.
Right.
Maybe he has some maturity levels that he needs to get to. He should be the starter. I totally agree with that, but do I believe that he's that good? Not really.
But here's the thing. I talk about this. Their defense is loaded with first-round talent. Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Daron Payne. You got veterans in there. Ryan Kerrigan, who's a beast. John Bostic, Landon Collins, Ronald Darby. You have the vets in there. This defense should be killing people, but they can't because the offense doesn't stay on the field long enough to give the defense time to rest.
I
so your
agree with
defense
that.
is getting blown up before
Well,
halftime,
your defense is playing more than your offense, and
you're not getting enough time.
And I'm
here.
not talking about a little more. I'm talking about a lot more, like you're saying.
Dwayne Haskins does not. They didn't go out and get him really any weapons. They could have gone in free agency and picked up guys. Deshaun Jackson. That's who else used to be on this team when the Redskins made the playoffs. And I believe 2016.
Poor Deshaun.
Was it 16 or 17?
See what happened Thursday night?
No. No, what happened? 'Cause
He was going back for a punt return, and he just missed 3 games, and he's healthy.
Yeah.
And he gets the punt. Okay, he's going, kind of spins off this other guy, gets hit. His knee's almost down, or his knee is down. He's down.
Yeah.
Dude comes and just bangs him, and pretty much just drives him even further into the ground when he's already down. Like,
Yikes.
there's a penalty on it, and then he knew he was done.
Yeah.
Takes his helmet off, starts banging it on the ground because he was just like, God damn it. I felt so bad for
What
him.
I'm saying is, though, this team used to be loaded, have one of the deepest wide receiver fronts out there, and they made the playoffs with
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins. They're not anywhere close to that. They didn't go out and get him any weapons. Are you telling me that they couldn't have made a play for Robbie Anderson, who's lighting it up in Carolina right now, to help this guy out? You're telling me that. Think about this. You go 1-2 with Terry McLaurin and Robbie Anderson. Right there, that offense looks 10 times better than it is right now. They couldn't have drafted a kid from this stacked wide receiver class that's there right now. You go Chase Young in the first round. You can't go like a Michael Pittman or something in the second.
Well, here's the thing, though. So you were saying how the Jets have more weapons and all that.
I'm
Darnold,
sorry,
but here's
I
the
should
thing.
add, they have one more weapon.
Sure, but Darnold's not doing any better.
Yeah, Darnold also has his confidence.
So
broken,
maybe
too. This is
maybe
a tale,
it is maybe it is that maybe it's I believe it's the management.
This is a tale of two terrible
Yeah.
management teams, front offices, ownerships. But this was an interesting question that my brother brought up in our fantasy football chat. Which would you rather play on, the Jets or the football team? And I will tell you, 10 times out of 10, even though I think Dan Snyder is the worst owner in football,
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather play for the football team
Yep.
because I like the coaching better. I don't know why Adam Gase got a second job. It baffles me like more than Chip Kelly getting hired to be the Niners head coach that one time after he flamed out in Philly.
You know, I liked the coaching better in Washington until they benched Haskins. Now I don't know what it's. Now I don't know.
I don't either.
The whole Chip Kelly thing,
Now I don't know who's
the
better.
confusion really started when he benched Kaepernick.
But then here we go though with the Jets, that management over there. I mean, they get rid of Jamal Adams. I mean, they're like last piece there, besides Lev Bell, who obviously was just a.
Lev Bell needed out. I mean,
Yeah.
but here's the thing, and then you could say, oh, they had guys opt out for COVID. It's like, okay, who did they have opt
Yeah.
out for COVID?
Anybody
It's like,
gonna make a difference?
Josh Dotson, who was not ever lived up to the first round hype. I like him for some deep targets. But that's about it. And then C.J. Mosley, who's the only player on that defense now that Jamal Adams is gone.
Right.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Speaking of Jamal Adams, he's out again this week.
Oh, I knew that. But
So anyway, I mean that's my hot take. I just think
I like it.
Haskins
And I
should not be buried on the depth chart.
No.
If you're gonna bench him for a week or two to prove your fucking point, fine. But you don't just bench him for Kyle Allen. You put him behind
No.
Allen and Alex Smith.
like
It's
I was saying, man, I don't think they should have benched him. I think he should still be the starter. Now I can't buy into him too much, thinking he's a good quarterback until I do see him with some weapons. If I
Yeah.
could see him with some weapons, some receivers, tight end maybe, that he can actually do some damage with, and if he can't live up to it, then okay.
I think Logan Thomas can get better. It's just a case of get one more receiver. One more receiver and some consistency at the. Here's the thing.
And I think that's the problem with the Jets too.
NFC East
And Darnold.
is wide the fuck open. If you get some consistency at quarterback and one fucking receiver on that squad, and the O-line can stay just a little, healthier than paper mache, that team could limp into the playoffs at 7-9, and Ron Rivera looks like a fucking hero.
Yeah, you're
That's
giving
the
you're giving a
thing, though.
convincing testimony there, Mike. I might buy into it a little bit that Haskins maybe is a little better than what I'm giving him credit for.
At this point,
I do agree that they should not bury him on the depth
I'm not
chart like
willing
that.
to write him off. They're not doing any favors for the guy, period. And you can say what you want about his maturity. He has had some flubs. I'm not here to sell you on every move this guy has done.
No.
But he's got the arm. He's got the talent. The bad decision making hasn't been as big of a red flag as it was last year. We're talking about a guy who his worst game, I think I saw, he just didn't throw any touchdowns or picks.
Yeah.
He just threw for a lot of yardage. But man, what are you going to do with the weapons that you've got right now? You've got like I said, running backs need to develop. Give him one more weapon and patch your O line up a little bit. They built the defense.
Yeah,
The defense
and
can't.
it's not even happening.
But they can't kill guys unless the offense stays on
Yeah.
the field longer. They just need to patch the offense up, and this will be a dark horse team. But they need to stop fucking with Haskins, or they need to just move him and figure something else out. But I know Haskins is a better QB.
I think the
than
ultimate
this.
move is there's no way they don't move him. There's no way he stays there.
I'm honestly thinking Haskins succeeds somewhere else.
I think if he's going to, it's
Yeah.
it's somewhere else.
But you got to put him with a quarterback guy. I'm telling you right now, you put him. You look at the work that I look at how good Justin Herbert has done. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he had a first round pedigree written all over him, but
and a better team.
he had some glaring issues that people looked at in the draft room. This is stuff that I saw, and I thought, it was a red flag to me. One read guy.
Yeah.
One read guy. He's a little athletic, but he takes unnecessary hits. We did see that once in the
We've
game.
seen some.
And
We've seen
he's
some
made
of
a
that.
He's made a couple mistakes,
but
but
he'll learn.
he gets better each time.
He's a rookie.
And we saw him in that Saints game. He looks over, can't get his one read. Then he's finding second and third
You
reads.
can't expect these guys to be perfect.
Look, if you
But
look
here's the
at-
thing. I attribute some of that success to quarterback coach Pep Hamilton.
Okay.
He was the head coach of the DC Defenders in the XFL. A lot of people are going nuts about how great of a coach this guy is. I think Herbert's a talented guy regardless, but I think that Pep Hamilton is the guy who is stressing the little things and making Herbert a better player all along the way. He gets a lot of this. He needs to get a lion's share of this credit here. You put Haskins with a guy like that instead of sitting him behind. I mean, what do they do in his first year? They sit him behind Case Keenum. I don't blame Haskins for being upset. Case Keenum had one fluke playoff run with a stacked offense and defense, and where you could plug a guy in. What, like Sam Bradford was going to be like the godsend quarterback over there,
Right.
You put. So obviously the guy was a journeyman backup all his life, and he's not as heralded as a guy like Fitzpatrick even or Josh McCown even. It's like, it's Case fucking Keenum. Who
Yeah.
cares? So if I'm the first round kid, yeah, I'm gonna be a little upset. I mean, it was definitely immature, but I'm sitting there going, what the fuck,
Yeah.
man? Like,
I'm better than that guy.
I just threw 50 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Which he did. He threw 50 touchdowns in his senior year or junior year at Ohio State.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think what happens is, I guarantee you, if Rivera's sticking around, if it just tells me right now, either they get a great quarterback coach to help him out, and some weapons, or they move Haskins somewhere else and he goes and tears it up. There's a couple teams that could probably use a quarterback. I guarantee, and you got a team like Dallas. We don't know if they're going to keep Dak Prescott for the money that he wants.
Jerry was talking about franchising them again.
I feel like they'll shaft Dak.
That's kind of no. They
They're
will.
going to.
They 100
I don't-
Jerry Jones after
Well-
that injury was already talking about franchise tagging him again.
Jerry Jones said
He was
that,
going for a record passing yards.
He was. I was saying this last week. He was putting up Madden numbers.
So I just want
and
to put this out there. I've been shitting on Dak, this and that. Hey, dude, was proving me wrong this season.
On the quarterback situation, I don't know if you guys brought this up last week, but Danger Russ is part of the 99 Club in Madden.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
We didn't bring that up, but yeah.
Well earned.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Dak. Jerry Jones came out. He said, yeah, he will be part of the future of our franchise. I don't believe him for a second. I think that Jerry Jones is lying through his teeth. I think that
He's a snake.
I feel like they're going to shaft Dak Prescott.
They will.
And I've been saying this. I don't expect Jimmy G to keep being consistent. I think we're going to see a little bit more inconsistencies. Do not be surprised to see Dak Prescott wearing red and gold next year. As far as I'm concerned,
I told Uriah that he had a fit
I don't know why.
Why would he?
Why?
because just nobody likes Dak Prescott.
Yeah. I mean,
And he really
he's-
didn't do himself any favors saying he couldn't support his family on $31 million.
yeah. I mean, that was kind of a thing to say.
That is a misstep, but I'm not gonna. You can't dispute that he's not a top half
He's
quarterback.
but he does make. He does make those mistakes.
He has some flubs, but you know what? He's still in the top half of quarterbacks in the NFL.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
would personally rank him ahead of Jimmy G.
we look. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy G's kind of as a system
Jimmy.
type guy.
No, Jimmy G. They were like, oh, Tom Brady's back up. Tom Brady's back up.
Well, he did good
He
for
would
it,
sit there. You know, they groomed him.
but that was Belichick's.
But look, yeah, last year he led them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but how
But
many?
guess what happened
Listen,
in that Super Bowl? Who?
people. That's
But-
not the first time that
Big
people
old
have
choke.
bit on Brady's backup, though.
But we,
yeah.
we
Matt Castle.
Yeah.
Matt
we
Castle
showed-
plays
yeah.
for one season
Yeah.
when Brady's out, and then the Chiefs are like, "Is that a franchise quarterback?" And they saw quickly that it
it's
wasn't.
because of that system they got going on.
it's
over
Brian
Because it's a
Hoyer, undrafted Brian Hoyer. The Texans bite down on that, and then the Browns bite down on
system
that.
quarterback. That's
Yeah.
what Jimmy G is. That's what pretty much all these backups
Look, he's
from there have
good
been.
until last year. He was a shining star, great until he played us, and we put pressure on him. And once he's got pressure, he doesn't know what to fucking do.
Well, that's the Super Bowl. Exactly what happened
throws-
last year.
He throws
Press,
it.
that's a lot of pressure. Probably the most pressure
No,
you'll
no,
feel
no,
as a
no,
quarterback
no,
ever.
No. I'm not talking about pressure like that. I'm talking about pressure in the QB.
Here's the thing.
We had guys coming off the edge at him, and look
No,
what
I
happened.
get what you're saying.
We doled out their first loss of the year.
I'm not trying to make this the shit on Jimmy G show, but
no,
he doesn't throw a very pretty ball.
No,
No, it's kind of like
He throws a very erratic, fast, unsure football, and I don't like it, and that's a bad sign. I look at a Russell Wilson throw, it's poetry. I look at a Pat Mahomes throw, it's dialed up and on the money. Even a Justin Herbert throw, those deep passes where you just know it's coming in.
You can tell when the camera zoomed in and it's leaving that
Right
the
in the
hand. You know it's
right in
it's
the
something
5-pound
special.
bucket, man. Like you said,
Yeah, the 5-gallon bucket.
5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Like these are beautiful throws. It's not like
Yeah.
you're not throwing a fucking like a
Dart.
dart. Yeah.
Playing darts
when
over
it
here.
bounces off a guy's hands and goes about 10 yards, you're going, what the fuck are
Yeah,
you doing?
simmer down now.
Put a little too much pepper on that
Right.
steak.
the question is Dak going to be the same quarterback when he comes back?
We don't know that because this
Yeah,
injury is
that's a bad injury. I mean, that's something you got
a
to take.
compound fracture is nothing to play with. I mean, that's
No.
the bone
I feel
breaking
like-
the skin.
I feel like-
dislocation of it too as well. Yeah, that's
Yeah, franchise tagging him again. It's a dirty move.
well,
by
that's Gary
Jerry,
Jones for you.
It's a dirty move by Jerry, but I think I do the same thing.
It's a business move.
I think
Oh,
it's
no,
a
well,
bus-
here's the thing.
It's
He
after
won. Jerry
that-
won by tagging him this year.
No.
Jerry had nothing to worry about.
No.
Dak had all the pressure on him. He had to make all these things happen.
But
And
the
he
him
was
to
question
doing
get it.
it.
is if
He was
they
doing it. I'm the biggest Dak hater, but
No, he was
He
doing,
was doing
it.
it.
But guess what? Jerry won.
His
and Jerry
record-
knew what he was doing.
his record might not have showed that he was doing
The
it.
businessman.
But
and just like if you were going to tag him again, yeah, you might. Anybody else probably say that's fucked up. But if you're in Jerry's shoes, well, it's a business thing.
Now here's the question: if they move off of Dak, or if Dak sits and demands a trade if he gets franchised,
I'm sure
what's the answer at quarterback for Dallas?
Fitzpatrick, like you said, Haskins.
Haskins.
I'm talking next year. Maybe Haskins. They trade for Haskins.
Okay.
There's already rumors swirling around that the Redskins might move Haskins this year.
Well, there you go, maybe. But we have to see. Because everybody's
Here's-
praising Dalton. Everybody's praising Andy Dalton as that's probably one of the best backup quarterbacks
Yeah,
in
and-
history
and look,
because he was a starter.
Dalton's first start with the Cowboys wasn't.
And it's not going to be
glamorous.
because
Now here's
we have to see what he's going to do.
here's an intriguing concept that I just kind of drummed up out of my little head here. Next season, we've talked about. There's rumors swirling around. Matt Ryan gets moved.
Sorry, yeah, it's going on right now. Yeah.
Now here's the thing: what if Matt Ryan gets flipped to? Let's say Jerry Jones shafts Dak, and Dak signs with San Fran, which I think he will. San Fran will throw a bunch of money at him because Kyle Shanahan is probably frothing at the mouth to have another dynamic piece to add to his offense. The guy's an offensive genius.
You gotta worry about that injury too, though.
You do, but they'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a dependable backup in there somewhere.
It definitely takes away his mobility to a point, I think.
But he wasn't much of a runner
To
anyway.
a
He
point,
could, but
to a point. But they've got running backs
Yeah.
for fucking days.
They don't need.
They have receivers for days.
They don't need a quarterback like that.
They've got young receivers. They're loaded with them. So here's my thought. Dallas trades for Matt Ryan. Sends picks, whatever, right? Atlanta goes for Haskins and Pep Hamilton for their head coach.
I don't know if
I
Atlanta
see-
goes for Haskins though.
But here's the thing: I see Pep Hamilton as head coach material.
I
But
would like to see it, but I don't know if I. See
it's a sick
Yeah.
thought that I drummed up out of my weird little
Yeah.
head. But here's the thing: you get a raw arm talent like Haskins,
Yeah.
who's got the arm strength. He can do it. You put him on that
He
offense.
got weapons for days.
Weapons for days, which is the opposite of what he has now.
Right.
He has the anti-Redskins offense.
Maybe
right
they give him
there.
a workout and see what happens, or
Think about it. You put him with a QB guy at head coach who's going to be like with him on his maturity. You get Julio at your disposal. You get Calvin Ridley, probably the best number 2 receiver in the game at your disposal, aside from depending on who you consider the number 2 in Seattle. You get Russell Gage, who has his games. He's up and coming.
He does.
And Atlanta makes really good use, probably better use than most of their number 3s. They've had several. Taylor Gabriel come
and
through.
they've had all the time in the world this year with Julio being out for several weeks.
Think about the number 3s they've had over the years. Taylor Gabriel, Mohamed Sanu,
Yep.
Russell Gage, who has had a couple games already this season.
Beginning of the season there, yeah.
You get Todd Gurley at running back and potentially another young kid, probably in this year's
Like
draft.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, he's over there now. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. I don't know how long they have him, like 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
You'd be looking at that. So if you just you flip some of that, you get another quarterback on the cheap because Matt Ryan costs a boatload of money that Jerry's going to save by not fucking re-signing Dak and paying him proper. Then Atlanta can just focus on the defense.
Right.
And they can get a guy to focus on the defense.
That's really all Atlanta needs because their
Yeah.
offense is it's great.
But I think they save money for going for an unproven guy like a largely unproven guy like Haskins, who has the potential. You have to have a guy with an eye for the potential, and you have to have a guy that can really accommodate, or a squad and a coach who can really fill in the cracks and make this guy into a Pro Bowler. And I know that he can be.
Yeah. Well, since we're on the topic of quarterbacks, do you think is this Drew Brees' last year?
Yes.
And
I
who's
think
behind
so,
him?
too.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Jameis.
Jameis is behind him.
We need to bring
Or
Jameis up a little bit.
Taysom.
No,
I mean-
Tatum's one of those guys where you
Tatum.
put him in there for like a few Wildcat, whatever.
I, for one, am so excited to see Jameis.
So am I. I'm
come up
I am
and
waiting
play
for
like the quarterback that we know he can be.
Yep.
I think here's the thing about Breeze.
He's not doing great this year.
If they make the Super Bowl and lose, that's the only time I see him coming back for one more year. Is if he gets so close and he's like, I can get it again.
So that's definitely not happening this
If they
year.
miss the Super Bowl,
That's not happening.
he's not coming back. If he wins a Super Bowl, he's
He's
not
not
coming
coming
back for
I
sure,
agree.
100% for
I've
sure.
said that since the beginning of the year.
So-
I think
since
the only
that's
chance he has of coming back is if he gets there and loses.
Right. So it's not going to happen. So I guess we can probably agree that this is probably his last year.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
so here's
Then Jameis comes up, right?
hold on, I got an interesting piece
All right,
that
go-
just
all
popped
right,
up.
Shoot.
Fastest max speed by quarterbacks this season. Number 1 last night was Daniel Jones.
Yeah, what was
Yeah,
that?
that's-
23 miles or something like that?
21.2 miles an hour.
Well, this is what I was gonna say is
That-
earlier.
That 0.2 miles an hour.
He can run. He's
Yeah.
fast, but he
His-
still can't make it into the end zone doing
Lamar-
that.
Well, he tripped
Lamar's-
on himself.
Lamar was
A ghost got
21.
him. It's
Yeah.
October, bro.
Yeah. Spooky.
Bob Minry had a good old time with that one.
But yeah, no, on Jameis Winston, man, I'm so excited to watch him. They got some weapons over there for sure in New Orleans. If
Yeah.
that's where obviously they're probably going to name him the
He's-
starter, I would assume.
That'll potentially be the most excited, like the most excited I'm gonna be for another team that's not my own is next season. Just watching Jameis with Sean Payton, who is, I believe, a former quarterbacks coach himself. With Sean Payton, after spending a year under one of the very best to ever do it in Drew Brees.
Yeah, because Jameis didn't do terrible in Tampa.
No, he put up numbers.
It was just the craziest stat line I've ever seen out of a quarterback.
His decision making and his maturity, again,
But Arians let him do it. Arians told him, like, we're just gonna let it fly.
but like who
But
else?
that's who Arians is.
Right.
And that's good for a Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady's mature.
Well,
Tom
but already
Brady knows
look
the game.
what's already happening with Tom Brady.
Right.
He's throwing a pick almost every game. He's
That
already
is- that
thrown
is true.
several pick sixes.
But remember, Arians' system. You go back to Arizona, Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer made that system work, and
Yeah.
but he was throwing picks too.
Yep.
It's just the way. It's the nature it's the nature of what Arians does.
it is.
But Brady's not going to throw 30 touchdowns
Well,
and 30 picks.
he's a vet, man. He's been
Yeah.
around the block. He's won 6 Super Bowls. He
But-
knows
Yeah,
what the fuck
that's
he's
what I'm
doing.
saying.
You bring up the talent, but the lack of maturity and the decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that like?
Exactly.
Bingo. But I think Haskins, for him, I mean, he can get it. But I think this right here, this third stringing, as much as I hate it, this can humble him and work as long as he gets either weapons and he gets the job next year, or he gets flipped to a team with weapons and a coach like Sean Payton who can sit there, or which is why I like Pep Hamilton, and go,
Hey, it could humble him, and it could put a fire in his belly. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you guys are counting me out.
yeah.
Oh, you guys think I'm
Like-
you guys think I'm ass? Oh no, I'll show you what I'm worth.
Yeah.
So it might be the best thing for him, especially.
It'll go one of two ways. It either kills your confidence or it makes you play mean. Just like when a team drafts
Well, that's-
a younger kid right in front of you. Drew Brees could have sank there.
That's
Instead,
the difference between a loser and a champion, right?
Right.
But
Instead,
also,
he
look,
played his way to a contract in New Orleans and became a fucking legend in the
Yes.
Bayou. Like,
he signed with New Orleans
Yeah.
knowing that he was most likely going to be third string.
Are we talking Jameis?
Yeah.
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 Oh no, what
knew-
other options did he have? He had
he
the GOAT
knew-
coming in to take his job. What do you think?
He knew.
Did it really matter where he was going after that? Like,
Right.
nobody was gonna hire him right then and there for a starting job.
He could have easily gone to the Jets as a starter.
A team that was worth a shit that he knew he wasn't gonna go die.
Right.
You know, he made the right decision. Of course he did, especially under Drew Brees, knowing that he's just about out the door anyway. Probably the best place he could have gone.
Look, other than my Seahawks, probably one of the teams that I've respected the most is the New Orleans Saints.
Everybody, I feel like
Yeah.
everybody has that
I've
place
talked.
in their
I
heart
talk
a little bit.
I talk a lot of shit about the Saints because they're Tosh's team, and I
Oh,
don't like to
whatever.
show her.
I've
Cautious
always
team.
Yeah, I've always yeah. Why is that her team
I have
again?
no idea.
How long has she been a Saints fan for now? And
Quite a while. She got some old jerseys. And shit.
When has she ever been to New
How-
Orleans?
how
Except for
old?
Mardi Gras, maybe.
How old? Is she rocking an Aaron Brooks, or is she rocking a fucking newly minted Breeze or a Velma?
Bro, she could not tell you
No.
5 players on that team. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Prove us wrong, Tasha.
Yeah, come on, Tasha.
I'll
Yeah.
put her on the spot.
Prove us
Monday.
wrong. You
Hey,
look-
who are your 5 favorite players? I'm doing an interview for our podcast. Who are your 5 favorite players on the New Orleans Saints right now?
she looks for like.
I guarantee she's got Drew Brees
But I've known her for over
and
10
probably like 4 other guys that played there like 12 years ago.
I've known her over 10 years, and she's never wavered off that.
I'm not saying she hasn't, but anybody
Okay,
can say.
that means she probably got in when Breeze got in then, and they started winning. But that's fine, whatever. They've been good long enough now. Okay, we can be on this shit all day. It's time to kind of get the structure back in order here. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for Breakers and Bus. That is a segment of the show where we talk about guys we expect to have breaking performances, maybe breakout stars, or guys that are simply going to break the game, or guys that are going to bust out and suck, be it fantasy or just in general for funsies, because we like that. Breakers this week. I think I'm a start it out.
Kick it off, Mike.
I had to think long and hard about it. I had one. I wasn't really sure about it. But I feel better now. About the new one. My breaker this week is for a guy playing for my upset team of the week, the Washington football team, who are playing the putrid Dallas Cowboys. Granted, they are putrid themselves. We just talked about it for a long time. Mm-hmm. I don't expect Kyle Allen to get a whole hell of a lot done, but he could surprise me. However, my fucking breaker is... Can I get a... there we
Drum
go.
roll.
Antonio Gibson.
Yes. I've
been waiting. He's had one game where he put the points up in fantasy wise, but I'm waiting for the big kind of breakout performance. And after watching Kenyon Drake just decimate a Cowboys defense that was just riddled with holes, as long as Mike Nolan is the defensive coordinator in Dallas, I have zero faith in them being able to stop much of anything. Those guys couldn't fucking stop a
door shutting in their face. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah,
but
I lost it here. Those guys couldn't hold a fart in, let alone hold off a passing attack or rushing attack. Did you see that Kenyon Drake?
They're trash.
69-yard touchdown at the very end of the game, where
very unneeded, but very
they-
great for fantasy owners.
Go back and watch that highlight if
Yeah.
you didn't watch it. It was from the Monday night game, the Cardinals and the Cowboys. They pretty much practically did their best impression of a fucking saloon door and let Kenyon Drake burn them for close to 70 yards, which was great for my fantasy team. In fact, Brady and I did a bold little trade.
Of course, when I give him up,
We were both fed up with stars of our respective teams, and we flipped Julio for Drake straight up, and they both got us
28 and 29.
28.9 and 29. So it did us some good there. No, I like. They're going to count the kid out, and I should actually go a 1 and a 1A. It's either one of the running backs is going to burn them good. Antonio Gibson, and do not count out J.D. McKissick either. He actually got some snaps and got some yardage in the air last time. They're still figuring out their offense.
And Gibson's going to be the dude.
But I think they're going to cover Terry McLaurin pretty decent. I love Terry McLaurin, but like I said before, he's the one weapon. But look at their running game to be a little underrated and maybe shock some people this week.
Yeah, don't be surprised if they win.
Your breaker, my friend.
My breaker, I'm going to go with the QB. Yeah, so it's going to be Matthew Stafford this week.
Matty Stafford.
And the reasoning is because of that atrocious Atlanta defense. And that is who they are playing. That's who we have talked about, obviously, on the show. And I think Matt Stafford, he's going to throw all over him.
Well, if there's one thing that Stafford has, it's an arm.
He got an arm.
It's one thing he's had for 11 years in this league now, 12, or I think he's in his 12th season now.
Yep.
It's an arm.
It's that deep threat, and I feel like they can go all day against
He's been throwing for
that secondary, man.
Over 4,000 yards, 5,000 yards a season since year two.
He hasn't done terrible at all this year, but he hasn't had like a very great game yet, and this is going to be the game.
Matter of fact, let's go ahead and just throw Kenny Golladay in there too. Why not, right?
Exactly.
Kenny Golladay, DeAndre Swift. I mean, fucking.
I was gonna say throw Swift in there.
This is the rare occasion. If you have a guy on that Broncos offense, why don't you go ahead and just start him in fantasy?
Broncos? You mean Lions?
What is wrong with you? I do this once a week. I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah.
So
Lions.
if you have anybody on Detroit,
Denver, fuck it, whatever.
unless it's the defense, play them. Yeah, I feel like Stafford. He's gonna throw for I'm gonna say 3 touchdowns, touching 300 yards. That's my opinion. Maybe it doesn't even need to be that much because maybe they just start running the ball because they'll be up by so much. I don't know. But no, the way that Atlanta offense goes.
Okay, Skylar, are we adding fantasy players during the podcast right now?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
He's taking our insights and just scooping them up. Did you just pick up Matt?
No, we picked up Traquan Smith because we talked about Manny Sanders being out.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he got the COVID. But yeah, that's my breaker of the week, Matthew Stafford. Pick him up if he's on your wire this week. If you don't have a quarterback you already plan going, yeah. On to you, Skylar.
That was a lovely hot take. Not hot take. Breaker.
So again, I think I'm gonna go Traquan Smith because I just picked him up.
Boy, you sure are, aren't you?
But I had
Daring today, aren't we?
Daring today, aren't we?
I had Jerick McKinnon, but I benched him for James Conner.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go Traquan Smith with Michael Thomas out.
No,
Is he playing?
he's going to play this week.
Yeah.
Where'd I read that he was out? I just read it.
Did you?
Yeah, I swear I didn't look at the date on the
Oh
post,
no.
though.
He's going to play. He got punished.
Hey.
He was actually going to play last week.
He's gonna
Oh, that's
play.
right.
But he punched his teammate.
Hey, here's a SpongeBob thing for you. Yeah. Hey, welcome to Longshot Sportscast. Who's your breaker? Let me go with a guy in place of an injured guy. How original. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
it worked out.
yeah, and he's gonna play a crummy defense.
Daring.
Daring today, aren't we?
Dude, if you're gonna go breaker for somebody on New Orleans, just go with Michael Thomas. We haven't seen him since week 1.
It should be, and he's playing the Falcons this week. Daring today.
Double down on that one.
Actually, the Saints are playing the Panthers. Should be a tough one, but I like Traquan.
Yeah.
He's had a couple multi-touchdown games with Thomas out. That's a good pick, Skylar. So, my bust is a guy that you kind of called as a bust earlier this year, just kind of trying to be bold. I'm calling him a bust this week for a different reason, and that's Josh Jacobs. For a couple reasons. For one, they are playing Tampa Bay.
Maybe like the best run stop defense out there right now.
It's either them or it's Indianapolis.
I like it.
It's I mean, it's literally the top 3 run defenses right now. It's Tampa, Indy, and Pittsburgh.
But Indy, people are starting to say that it's because of their easy schedule early, and then from here onward, they have a really, really, really tough schedule.
Then I guess we're gonna see it.
Yeah.
And then if they start opening up the walls, then Chicago gets their spot.
Yeah.
My thing is that Tampa defense has shut down quite a few guys already. I believe Kamara didn't get much on him.
Nope.
Eckler got hurt, but then Josh Kelly and Justin Jackson didn't do anything on him. Who else have they played this? Aaron Jones he
nothing.
got stuffed up too
Yeah.
because I wasn't paying attention to that one.
They spanked their ass that night.
That was who they spanked. Yeah. Okay, then my point still stands. That run defense is for real. This is the best season that Ndamukong Suh has had, and the most disruptive he has looked in years.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since he took the big check, the big
He's
fat
making
paycheck.
headlines. He's taking headlines now.
No, for real. Like since Detroit, after he got paid big in Miami, I felt like the guy went quiet and there was radio silence for a while. I mean, like we talked about the other day. Were you even aware that he was on that Rams team that played the Patriots? Because I had to think about it. He is disruptive. He is a problem for running backs. This is this guy's niche now. It's not so much terrorizing quarterbacks. It's fucking a running back's day up.
Oh, he bullies them.
And not only that, even though I like Josh Jacobs, I would say he's a top 5 to top 8 running back in the league right now. His whole O-line is on the fucking COVID list.
And that's what scares me. I don't know if they're going to play. I haven't heard that they're not, but I've heard
I assume they're just going to go to second string O-line.
because they moved that game from like 1 to like 420.
They
now.
moved it back a little bit, but I will say, that's the thing. You're going for what? A backup O-line?
Or no, maybe that was the primetime
Against-
game and they moved it because
against
the
an
Seahawks are in primetime.
already stout run defense. I don't expect much out of Josh Jacobs, and unfortunately, like if you're in fantasy and you have him, if you're in a 10 to 12 man league like I am and you have him, you can't sit him unless you went running back for your first 4 rounds. Odds are you don't have an option on your bench to start him. I'm sorry, I have Josh Jacobs and Derrick Henry. I'm not going to go bench one of and Derrick Henry's got a bad matchup too.
You're not going to bench him
But
over.
I'm not going to bench one of the two to play fucking J.K. Dobbins again. Like, it's just not going to happen. Or pick up Frank Gore and go ahead and start.
Are we talking about your brother right now?
I have a sound effect for Frank Gore here.
Because your brother picked him up.
I'm not going to go ahead and pick up Frank Gore.
Hey, I picked him up in K-Town.
And I can't.
You're
Hey.
retarded.
You fucking undercut my sound effect.
Okay.
Let me try that again. That's a rewind sound effect. I'm not going to pick up Frank Gore.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Get it? Because he's 37.
Dude
Anyway,
needs life alert in his life.
had to do it. So yeah, Josh Jacobs. I mean, if you're in a position like me and you got to start him, say 3 Hail Marys and go eat a vegetable.
Eat a
It's not going to be good. You're bust, my man.
Okay. My bust of the week is a wide receiver. On a team we've been talking very heavily about today.
Okay.
With the Dallas Cowboys, Amari Cooper.
More like Amari Pooper.
Exactly. And the reasoning behind that, even with Dak, he's only had 2 games over 100 yards.
Okay.
He's only had 2 touchdowns on the season.
Wow.
And it looks like, and it looked 100 mil or whatever they paid him.
That's rough.
And Andy Dalton has established some kind of a relationship there with Michael Gallup, which is a guy who I thought was probably the worst receiver on the team. Maybe not his fault entirely, but just not enough targets. Well, now he's getting the targets with Andy Dalton.
That's funny you say that because I find him underrated.
He might be.
Out.
But I think if Washington's defense can get there and be all right, they'll probably smother him because he's the guy. They might let Gallup get free a little bit. I don't know. I just don't think that Andy Dalton really has this relationship established yet with that whole offense, and I feel like it's still a little rocky. I don't think they're going to get a whole lot done. It's probably going to be a lot of like Zeke. You're going to see a lot of Zeke.
Well, here's the thing: they could rally around him.
If he can hold on to the football.
Yeah. He has 5 fumbles this season. No other running back in the NFL has more than 3.
Right, and he also had 2 in one game,
And
which
that
he has never
includes-
done in his career.
And that includes Josh Kelly. Thank you. Thank you. Sustained.
Right,
Overruled.
so I think Amari is going to be a big bust this week. I don't think he's going to – they might hold him to like 70 yards maybe. I don't think he's going to get a touchdown or end zone, anything like that. I mean, we just saw what they did. What was that, Monday night? Was that the game?
When he fumbled?
Arizona, Dallas.
Yeah.
Did you see them in the red zone there when they weren't even in it? And it took them 3 or 4 tries just to get a touchdown in there.
Yeah,
I just don't think the chemistry's there yet. And Amari Cooper, even with Dak, just all that aside, he hasn't really been that big of a threat like everybody thought he would be. So that's my bust of the week.
I like it, man. Skyler, you're bust.
I think my bust of the week this week is going to be Derrick Henry.
That's good. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
going
think
up
it's
against
that good.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had a pretty strong defense this year.
No, they have a
I think-
legit defense.
I think he's not going to have a very good game.
Here's the thing with Henry. I think he's one of those guys where it doesn't matter what the matchup is. He's going to eat because he is bigger, faster, stronger
There's
than
that.
anybody out there.
Everybody's
I will
got to
say
have a
this.
bad game.
I will say this.
He's already had his.
He is the best running back that this Steelers defense has faced so
He is
far.
the number 1 rushing running back in the league right now.
Yeah.
You think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to stop him?
Here's the thing.
I
He's
do.
the best one that they've faced so far. But this is a Steelers defense that held Saquon Barkley to 9 yards.
Yep.
I expect Derrick Henry to do better than that. However, I will say where I agree with Skyler, I think he gets held to under 100.
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope.
You don't
I
think
do.
so?
Nope.
I think he gets held under.
Because there's so many
70.
other dynamics in that offense with Tennessee that
70.
it's going to be like they don't know what we're doing next.
I will say this. And this is why I didn't quite have him as my bust, because I felt like the Josh Jacobs one was just a dead ringer. But I feel like yardage, he's not going to get it done. But 1 yard scores, if they can get there,
I get that too.
red zone, I feel like he can punish the Steelers. But the Steelers team, and I think we mentioned it on the show last week, Brady, they are as under the radar
Yep.
as I've ever seen them.
They are.
Normally
They're
they are
not talked about a lot
Normally
right
they are
now.
they're out front when they're good. They're out front and everybody's going, "Oh shit, that dangerous Steelers defense." And right now nobody's talking about
What
them.
has their schedule been, by the way? Like, can we go over like who they've played.
They haven't played a lot of good teams, but they showed up against the good ones.
Right. No, I'm just curious. I just want to see maybe this might be a reason why.
Okay, so they have played. They have the Giants. We talked about that. The Broncos. That was when Drew Lock got hurt. Texans, Eagles. That was a shootout. And then the Browns. They decimated. Browns.
Okay, there you go.
Look, those.
Look at those.
The Browns were the
look
best
at those
team
teams
they
played. Look at those teams they played.
Well,
But-
let's look at the rush yards on the Browns.
Well, I would, except Google Stats data has not.
No,
been
no, you don't need to
available
look
for
at
2
that because
weeks.
it's trash. That's fine. That's fine. And like you said, yeah, and like I've said, the Browns probably have the best tandem as far as 1-2 punch running committee. running
However,
back
they
committee.
were without Nick Chubb in that game.
They were.
Um,
They had
Kareem-
Kareem Hunt and Dearness Johnson maybe got a few carries in there,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Kareem
and
Hunt, 13 rushes for 40 yards.
right.
so here's what I'm gonna say. Obviously, Henry's better than Kareem Hunt. Like I said,
Obviously, that Tennessee front is better
He's
than the
going-
Browns, and so is their running back.
he's going to get the most yards on them of any running back that they've faced so far.
They're finally playing a tough team.
But I'm still gonna go ahead and say it's gonna be less than 100 yards.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, it's definitely not out of the realm of anything.
So I mean, to me,
no,
I
that's a good
I think
bust.
I think it's a good pick to take a running back going against the Steelers defense. It makes sense to me, simply because regardless of the team talent that they've played, most of the running backs, I mean, a few of these running backs have not been slouches. Yeah, Kareem Hunt's a backup, but he's probably the best backup running back in the NFL.
I guess why I don't.
And
I,
Saquon for one. I mean,
I guess why I can't buy into it completely is because of the way that Tennessee's offense goes, and it's like, yes, a lot of it is pound, pound, pound.
they
but
run it up for sure.
Tannehill, and then you got all these other guys that you can keep the defense guessing.
What's sick is
They're not like a one.
when we get to pick'em, I don't remember who I had on the pick'em for this game.
I don't either.
That's
This is gonna be off the dome right here,
I
man.
guess
What do you
so.
think? How you feeling? How you feeling?
I guess
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
It's gonna be one of those.
I
And,
think yeah. Anyway,
Michael Thomas is out.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
hamstring.
Hamstring and ankle hurt in practice.
well, that being said,
About to drop him at least I do not have him in the league with money.
let's get into week 7.
Woo! Football!
All right.
7.
7. All right, here we go. Week 7, we start off. Green Bay Packers traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. Packers, surprisingly, only 3.5-point favorites here. What say you boys?
I got Packers.
Yeah.
I'm actually Texans.
No fucking way.
Yep. I
Okay.
feel like they got some light in them last week.
All right.
I feel like
You mean when they
Deshaun,
got lit up?
they showed some signs of life there. They barely
They
lost
did.
in overtime. Okay. And Deshaun Watson finally showed me who the quarterback he is and why he's getting paid. And I feel like they're going to give him a run for their money, and maybe that has a little bit to do with how poorly they played last week, Packers. Now, I'm sure most people are saying that's a fluke, which it probably is. You don't really see that out of Aaron Rodgers. You haven't seen that. Their defense is bad. Here's the thing.
Very.
It's
Well-
very no, it is. Don't try to sugarcoat that. It's bad.
I like their secondary.
Okay.
I like Jair Alexander.
And that's where Deshaun Watson can eat. As far as he's got wheels, okay, he's mobile. Now they don't,
but Houston's defense is old.
and this is where I think David Johnson could have been a breaker too. Okay.
Okay.
I think he can run all over that defense, and I think they're going to use that to their advantage this week. And I feel like they're going to switch it up a little bit, and they're going to keep that defense on their toes. It's going to be a shootout, in my opinion. But I think Texans are going to come up on top, and they're really thinking about last week's, antics and how they lost in overtime, and they push it to the limits with an undefeated team. So I think the Texans are hungry, and they're going to eat this week, and they're going to come out with a W.
I like it. I just think Texas defense is old.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers playing the best football since probably 2014,
Except for last week.
except for last week. But he was
He
playing
looked like he was playing.
But he was
last
playing
year.
a fucking rough and tumble Buccaneers defense they're coming in now.
Yeah.
They're
showing us who their true colors.
It took a couple weeks to break in. They're here. They've arrived.
I agree. So I mean, we'll see.
So this should be a high octane.
It should be a good matchup, man.
Over under 57. I take
Over.
the
I'm gonna
over.
bang that over, dude.
Absolutely. Now we move on. Detroit Lions, Atlanta Falcons. They're in Atlanta. Falcons are 2.5 point favorites. And I actually have the Lions in this game.
Ooh,
I can't remember.
I got Falcons.
I can't remember who.
You have Falcons, but Brady, Matt Stafford's supposed to be a breaker.
He will, and he will be a breaker. What I'm saying is, I just think the Falcons' offense is going to. I said play everybody Detroit unless it's their defense. So I think the Falcons with a healthy Julio finally.
Yeah.
He showed out last week. Blowout game. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a blowout game, but I think they have that offense going in full force now, and I think they are going to score more than Detroit will.
I like the Lions' offense a little more every week.
I love their offense.
I like Kenny Golladay. I think he's underrated in terms of wide receiver ones. This is a guy who started out as a wide receiver 3 on this team. Remember, he was behind Golden Tate and Marvin Jones, and he blows both those men out of the water today. Marvin Jones barely a factor on that offense to me anyway. And the running game is interesting. DeAndre Swift, he's a hybrid back. He can catch passes. He can take it up. Kerryon Johnson, an underrated number 2 option for them. And AP still has some yardage in him too. This is going to be an interesting
AP
offense.
is getting better and better each week, by the way. So.
And let's not forget T.J. Hawkinson, former first-round tight end.
Yeah.
They need to give him the ball a little more. But against the Falcons, what better team to do it?
Man, it seems like it's like you guys against me right now.
I'm pretty sure I picked the Falcons.
Okay.
I'm not 100% though.
I should be
No,
like,
well, who do you feel like right now?
I want to say Falcons.
Okay.
yeah. Hold on. Let me just.
I feel like since Dan Quinn is gone, maybe things will change over there. The defense, that's not going to change, but I don't know. Even Dan Quinn finally admitted that they were using. Even Dan Quinn admitted that they were using Julio as like a reserve. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Yeah, after they heard that, they got rid of his ass. Like,
That
really?
That day off and not looking at my picks for a day really.
Oh man, but yeah.
So okay, so Mike's got Detroit, we got Atlanta. Over under
55.
I'm gonna slam the over,
I'm
man.
slamming the over too, man. I think this will be a high
It's
scoring
going
affair.
to be a shootout.
This will be just who has the suckiest defense.
That's exactly what it's going to come down to.
And who can
Expose him.
Expose him. Bills Jets at MetLife. Nobody cares about who's winning this game. The real question is how many more casualties are going to be suffered on their terrible turf stadium.
As long as Josh Allen doesn't play like he did against Tennessee,
You fucking hack cheapskates.
It's the
You're
Bills.
shortening careers.
See, this could have been another breaker for me.
This isn't 1982.
Another breaker could have been Stephon Diggs. I think he's going to eat against these Jets. Josh Allen's going to throw all over him.
So I will say right now, Jets. Oh, I skipped Cowboys, Washington, whatever. Jets, Bills. It is. Bills are 10.5 point favorites as visitors. I don't even think I need to do the graphics, but I'll do it anyway because ding, ding, ding.
What's the over under?
46.
I'll go under.
I have to go under because I don't know if the Jets are going to score any points.
I think they will. I believe they will. I just don't think it's going to be a high scoring game.
This is the comeback game for Josh Allen, though. Obviously, they've suffered 2 losses in a row after going 4-0. This is the one where Josh Allen turns up the Jets, plays angry, and they just stomp them into the turf.
Yep.
And I mean turf because they have turf. And I mean, unless Josh Allen breaks his fucking ankle out there.
Don't even say. Actually, you can say it
That's
this
me
week.
That's me knocking on wood. No, I can't. Moving on. Cowboys, Washington. They're at FedEx Field. Washington's actually 1-point favorites in this game.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
I probably should have picked Washington, but I did pick Dallas.
Upset alert, my boys. Upset
This
alert.
can't be an upset.
Upset alert. It is an upset for me, damn it, because come on. Who actually thinks the Washington football team is going to come in here and beat the Cowboys?
Anybody who watched that last
No.
game?
Me, that's who.
Anybody who
I'm
watched
pretty
that
sure
Arizona Dallas
Hey.
game?
I'm pretty sure I picked Washington as well.
I think there's more people out there.
Are you less than 100% sure about
yeah.
that?
I mean, if Vegas picked Washington, why do you think nobody else would? I picked Dallas. Just
Yeah, you would.
I don't see Zeke having another game like that.
Yeah, that's your problem, isn't it?
Because I just don't see it.
I'm gonna get to work on Sunday, and all these picks I made here are gonna be
Wrong.
completely
Yes, yeah.
opposite of what I.
Yes, Amari Cooper was my bust, but you also got Gallup.
Like he's picking against his.
You also got
bust.
CeeDee Lamb. You also got Zeke. You know, there's no way this Washington team with this Kyle Allen guy is gonna beat the Cowboys. I don't
Unless-
like the Cowboys,
Unless
but
he gets benched and then Alex Smith comes in for some late game heroics.
and then he gets hurt, and then they're like, oh, who else we got? Oh, nah. All right, here I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you some plays here real quick. You go in. No, I think Dallas is definitely gonna win that game.
Over under 44 and a
Under.
half. Under.
You don't have to think about it.
Yeah, dude. No way, man. Washington's scoring 40
Who knows?
points.
I mean, this could be your breaker too. You could say Andy Dalton could be your breaker this week. He was my bust last week. That worked out perfectly fine.
You know, I could also sodomize myself with a rusty fishing knife. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
I know. I seen Skylar drop him after last week.
I did too, but I needed. I mean, I didn't really have another option. It was him or Garoppolo.
So,
Garoppolo did way better than he did.
we got Bengals, we got Browns, and let's look at the spread here. Browns visiting the Bengals, even though they share the stadium. Browns are 3.5-point favorites in this game, and I did it.
I know I got you guys buying on the Browns.
You do, man. You know
Yeah.
what? You twisted my fucking arm.
Yeah, it's
I
the
got
Browns.
Browns.
It's the Browns, man. Now, don't worry about what happened last week. That's like we said, Pittsburgh. Their defense is for real.
Yeah.
Against this Bengals team, man, they're soft. So it's definitely going to be the Browns. I mean, but do not be surprised if Burrow. Oh, also Mixon is out. So
Here's the
if
thing.
that even solidifies it even more.
As long as the Browns can put Baker Mayfield into a position of managing the game,
Yeah.
where they can lean on the running game, lean on their receivers, the Browns can win.
That's exactly what it'll be
But the
against that Cincy
Steelers,
defense.
obviously, the Steelers weren't able to do that. The Cincy defense, they're a cupcake defense. I expect the Browns to run it up on them by a lot.
Yeah, and like I said, Joe Mixon, he's ruled out for Week 7.
Yeah, there we go. So that halves their effort right
it's
there.
going to be Burrow all day, so he could be. He could be a breaker potentially.
I
but
expect Burrow to put up some big numbers, but they're going to lean on him very, very heavy. This is a guy who's already thrown 50, 60 times a game this season already. I expect a repeat performance of that. So that explains why Skylar picked up Gio Bernard.
Yes.
Yeah, in both leagues.
Yeah.
I forgot he was still playing. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. So we've all got the Browns. Over under here is 50.5. And
Over.
I mean,
I want to put the over because I feel like the Browns, when they play a weak defense, they run it up. Like they run it up to like 40 or so.
yeah, I will go with that as well.
Yeah.
Why not? Why the hell not? Okay, we move on here now. The Carolina Panthers, they travel to the Dome to take on the Dome Babby Saints. 7-point favorites are New Orleans, and I was so tempted to make this my upset of the week. I think the Panthers are a good team. In fact, I might have picked the Panthers to win this game. I don't recall. I had some upsets, and I guess I'll find out on Sunday, but my gut right now says New Orleans.
Honestly, I want to say Carolina now because Michael Thomas is out, and so is
I've
Emmanuel
got New Orleans.
Sanders with COVID.
Right.
But
You got Kamara.
you got
still,
Kamara. You got some other dudes.
who's, I mean, a running back, but he's used more as a wide receiver than.
So are you going Saints as well,
I got Saints.
Yeah, it's tough to go against. Although I will say, I love the Panthers more and more every week.
And I hate the Saints defense even more and more every week. They give up way too many. Like, it's not the same team we have seen in the last 5 years. It's
Over
not.
under 51.
Under.
Over.
I'm gonna say under.
You're saying under? I will say over because Teddy Bridgewater's throwing for a shitload.
And that's what makes me like, I don't know, man. Like,
I think
expect this game to be closer than you think.
I think Robbie Anderson and or DJ Moore are going to have a good game, even with McCaffrey out. Here we go now. We got Steelers. We got Titans. I think that's the next one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Steelers, Titans. They're at Nissan Stadium in Tennessee, and Tennessee is 1.5 favored in this game.
And that's only because they are undefeated. Well, they're both undefeated, right?
And I'm pretty sure I said Steelers in this game.
They're both undefeated, and it's at home for the Titans. That's probably why they're favored.
I'm
That's
Titans.
exactly right. You go Titans, and you go Titans, right?
Oh,
Right, Brady?
yeah, Titans.
Okay.
Don't be surprised if it's Steelers.
My reasoning for the Steelers is obviously their defense. However,
50-50 game.
let's go back to Philadelphia, right? A young receiver by the name of Chase Claypool with his 4 touchdown.
I picked him up in
game.
your league.
This is a guy that is
Off the
becoming.
wire.
He's set to become the next big Pittsburgh receiver. Pittsburgh, they seem to luck into late draft picks that blossom into amazing receivers.
And it's not a fluke. He's for real.
He's for real. I was saying it week 1 when he had a decent little couple catches against New York. I like this guy's play. Juju Smith-Schuster doesn't mind having a reduced role as long as they keep winning games.
They keep winning.
But Juju is a reliable hand, and you gotta love just having him out there. And then obviously James Conner, one of the most underrated, one of the most underrated backs in the game right now.
I would say that 100%.
Like nobody's mentioning him when you talk top 5, top 8, but he's
well, I mean, as far as rushing, it
he's
isn't
in
there,
the
but
he's in the ballpark and he puts up points every week. So yeah, I like James Conner a lot. This Titans defense is wicked tough, and their offense has a bunch of answers to most of the questions. So this should be a close one, but my gut says Steelers. It's hard to get away from.
I know.
It's a 50-50 game.
I mean, even me picking Titans, this was probably the hardest one I had to pick this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was this or the Giants and the Eagles, which that was just like those were my 2 hardest picks.
Yeah.
Which I came up on top with the Eagles, just like we all did. All 3 of us did.
All 3 of us did. Which I will add, just to update anybody paying attention, amongst the 3 of us, we tied last week in terms of most wins. That last week was such a bad week.
Yeah.
But the leaderboards, it is still Mike 3, Skylar 1. Yeah, my hand's not even in frame. Mike 3, Skylar 1, Brady 1. Brady finally got one in week 5. After we all dogged on him and said it wasn't going to happen.
And then that old man took away the first place prize for me.
Terry's great though.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
This is essentially when we're competing against each other. I mean, it is the Terry and CJ Lorimer Classic.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna get a plaque.
We're gonna start a.
It's the Lorimer Classic.
We're gonna start a award for that annually.
It's gonna be the Lorimer Award.
Yes.
We'll just call it that.
Yeah.
And I'm actually thinking about making a plaque. I'm not even joking. Making a plaque. Probably put both their pictures on it, and then just each year, just another name. You know,
But
one of us.
behind them, you got to put just a silhouette of Biff.
Yeah. So to fill people in, Terry is a guy that we work with. Him and his wife CJ, they would do picks for these games. For the
Every
pick'em every week, and Terry would clean up. He
Him
would,
or his
he
wife.
would win.
He won 7 times last year.
7 times last year. He's won
Twice already
this
this
year.
year.
Yeah, and to the point that Adam, our buddy Adam, wasn't having any of it, and he said, "quote It's just demoralizing." Which fucking I had to leave because I was gonna laugh at him.
To the point where on yesterday we turned our pick'ems in, he had to go reference his pick'em.
Yeah. So here's the thing. What I came up with is that Terry has the 2035 or whatever 2089 Sports Almanac from Back to the Future 2, and I said, listen, if he has it, he's the best person to have
He's
it.
the nicest guy.
He's
in
the
world.
nicest person to ever have it because he didn't exploit it to get rich. He just wins the pick'em a few, a few weeks.
Whoever's the runner-up, he pays for their next
He
pick-em.
pays for the next pick'em. He pays Skylar for running it. He pays me for facilitating it. It's like
all around good guy.
Good-
Couldn't have a better dude to win. Than this.
He's like
than
the
this gentleman.
he's like the shop grandpa.
Yeah.
he's just such a cool dude.
Yeah.
We just love having him.
Can't hate on
around.
him, and you gotta love him, and he should be a sports analyst for
Well,
real
and this
because
is why I was-
he's on top of it.
For real. Well, and this is why I was laughing at Adam getting all poopy about it because I'm like, you can't be mad. Like
No.
him and his wife are like the nicest people. Like-
And usually he wins with like
It's not like you're saying, cocksuckers, the pot is all mine.
an outlandish pick is usually what.
Yeah, like what we were trying to explain to him is like, listen, when Terry wins, because he picks some upsets. When Terry wins, he wins, but when he loses bad.
Yeah,
Like, it's-
I need to start getting
He beat
Terry's
us-
upsets
he
of the
beat
week
us
and
all
bringing
by
them on the
3.
show.
He beat us all by 3 last week.
spanked us. It wasn't good,
No,
man.
we need to get Terry on the show one of these weeks
that- no,
so we can
that's
start
his-
talking that talk.
Is that not his third win then?
No, it's his second. He won the first week.
First week and the 6th week.
Yeah, so the first
You
week.
got one, Adam got one, and I got one.
Yeah.
But that's 5.
As far as like winning it all,
2 for Terry, Adam, Skylar, and me.
didn't Tyler
I think
get
Terry. No, I tied him and I beat him.
one? Oh yeah,
That was when I
Terry
won.
hasn't won 3 times.
no, he hasn't.
You sure?
No, he might. No, he
No,
might
Terry. I
have.
think Terry won 3 times.
Oh, he did.
He's won 3
he
times.
won last. He
already.
won back-to-back weeks.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
won. He won
He
this
won the
last.
week before because he paid for everybody that tied with him.
That's right. Yeah, he
'cause
paid for us twice in a
yeah.
row.
That
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker.
That great guy. So yeah, we just agree that I chalk it up to Terry has the almanac from Back to the Future 2, and he's the nicest person that could possibly have it. So we thank him every day for not turning into an overlord and using that info for ill-gotten gains.
The Lormeyer Cup.
The Lorimer Cup. I like it. Moving on though. Bucks Raiders. Some of these sites weren't even willing to put DraftKings wasn't even willing to put a betting on there because they weren't sure if they were going to play.
Exactly.
So let me back up. Spread. Oh, there is a spread now, just not an over under for some of these sites. Okay, we're looking at Raiders. They're playing in Vegas. Buccaneers favored by 4.
I like it.
And let me clear this up here.
I'm a Buccaneers truther.
Yeah, I picked Bucks as well. Obviously,
Bucks.
I hate the that's Rams. Whoops.
That's the Rams, dog.
Obviously,
nobody picking no Rams.
Y'all know I'm not a Raider fan, but I've been pleasantly surprised by their team, their offense specifically. I think their defense still has some holes,
I mean, they upset KC.
but I expect Tom Brady to make a mistake in this game.
He does every game,
But I
he'll be
expect
fine.
him to rectify it, and like I said,
He has
that,
made a mistake in every game besides
that Raiders
last
O
week.
line is all out as far as I've heard. Josh Jacobs is gonna have to deal with Ndamukong Suh. That's gonna be a problem.
Well, here's the thing: if their whole line is out, there's no way this game is being played. There's no way.
I mean, they're gonna need to. Well, no, they have backups for a reason,
They have a
bud.
second string for a reason.
there's
yeah.
no way.
They're way.
Yes.
I mean, it
They've got to get the games in, especially teams that have already had their bye weeks.
yeah.
That you can't.
We have any more of
The
these?
Tennessee issue was rectified because they had a bye week later in the
And,
season.
Do you think they have a full
Vegas
straight
already
up line
had a bye
ready
week.
to
they
go?
got a practice squad. You
Yeah.
call guys up.
Yep.
Then if you're not picking the Buccaneers, you're smoking crack.
Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. This is why Josh Jacobs was my
Hey,
bust.
they're not in Oakland anymore, bud.
God damn, I'm having the problem that you're having with the
How much
Redskins.
better is Vegas?
Even with a healthy O line,
for smoking crack? I mean, what's the over under on
a lot of
the
crack over there.
what's the over under on the crack smoking differential between Oakland and Vegas, Skylar? You got something you want to tell me? You got some hard facts?
They got some good shit over there. Or
You,
what?
you got the straight poop or what? No, we got
comment.
thank you. We got
Poo on me.
we got Bucks over under 52.5. I have to take the under. I just don't see the Raiders putting up a whole hell of
Yeah,
a lot. Unless they just exploit some Madden-esque glitch with Henry Ruggs' speed.
No,
I just don't see
I
it.
see a lot of game management going on, and that's probably why I'm sitting Tom Brady this week and Godwin.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna keep Rojo in there if they play because I feel like they're just gonna run.
Chiefs travel to Mile High Stadium to take on the Broncos. Chiefs visiting our 9.5-point favorites.
I think everybody knows.
You already know. Like, if you're picking.
I mean, who did the Broncos just upset?
I don't care.
I'm
Is it
playing.
is it an upset this year? Not really.
No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
The Chiefs. You got to pick the Chiefs. If you're not picking the champs over this fucked up Broncos team,
Hey, Noah Fant's back.
you're doing a lot wrong. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't beat what you can't outscore. As far as I'm concerned, it's just not going to happen. You're not going to defend against Pat Mahomes. Not this banged up ass squad with no Von Miller. Bradley Chubb's only going to be able to do so much, and the secondary, AJ Bouye, whatever. It's not going to. Too many weapons, too many injuries on the Broncos side of the ball to make this even interesting, remotely interesting.
Okay. Stop that. I don't think it's not going to be interesting.
It's not going to be interesting.
No, it's going to be a terrible game.
The Patriots. I'm sorry. The
Bro,
Patriots
I think you guys
offense.
are fronting.
No, I am. I'm not fronting. The Patriots offense is night and day from the Chiefs offense.
Of course.
I love Cam Newton as much as the next guy, but we're talking about 1 to 2 weapons versus like 5 or 6 now on the Chiefs. It's not even close, and even though the Patriots defense, I would say on their best day can be better, at least in the secondary, than the Chiefs defense. That Chiefs pass rush
Okay.
is they're going to grind Drew Lock's shoulder into fine powder.
I'm going to pick the Chiefs, but I do not think it is going to be a blowout.
Okay. I mean, you want to make that your upset that the Broncos don't get blown out?
No, that's not going to be my upset.
Because that would certainly be a fucking upset as far as I'm concerned. I just don't see it. The Chiefs are going to destroy them. It's not even going to be close or fun to watch.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to run over you like a train, but
No.
goddamn.
You're not running over me.
Goddamn.
Anything.
Running train on Brady.
I got thick skin, boy.
Do we have to look at the over-under?
No.
Because
Nah.
it's going to be all Chiefs points to everybody except Brady. Over-under 45, that's a little low. Give me the
Okay,
over.
that's gotta be. See,
Yeah.
even they know.
Yeah, but it's going to
no.
be the Chiefs scoring 45 by themselves.
It's going to be 38-10. Just like that Redskins.
Just like the Arizona, literally the score of the Arizona Dallas game.
Yeah, it's gonna be 38-10.
All right, yeah, probably.
Hammer it in. Okay, now we've got the Niners. They travel to Gillette Stadium to take on the Patriots. Both of these teams, from injuries or COVID, have been largely underwhelming this season. Patriots 2-point favorites in this game.
Pats.
I think I have the Pats.
I
in
have
this
the
one.
Niners, and this will be my upset of the week.
Oh,
How dare you vote for somebody in our division?
I don't. It's not about that. It's just that I think they're the better team.
That's an upset right there.
I think they're the better team, and I think Jamie. Okay, you guys want to talk about that Miami Niners game? Forget
Yeah.
about it.
Forget about
it. Exactly. I was waiting for you to come
I
in
need to
with
get that a sound effect.
Yeah, because you know what? I don't think New England's that good, man. I really don't. They're solid at defense,
that's
I
a
guess.
cartoon.
Offensively, they're pretty good with Cam, but it's still not all worked out. They lost a lot of key pieces there this offseason, Tom Brady, especially.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I don't think they're that threatening. I don't think they're that dangerous. So yeah, no, Niners. Jimmy G against Miami, he came back sooner than he should have. Come on, just play it. Jimmy G, he came back and proved this wrong after that Miami L, that big old L where they had to sit him on the bench.
Yeah.
They didn't sit him on the bench because he was bad. I mean, yes, he was bad. That's why they sat him on the bench. But, like, it was because of he was still nursing that injury. And came back this week, looked fine. So, I'm just telling you right now, dude, Niners are going to win this game.
Yeah, I don't think the Niners can handle the neutron style. Yeah, honestly, that's a good argument for that. I like the Patriots secondary through and through. I think Cam Newton's gonna have a bounce back game. I don't know what happened against Denver there. Vic Fangio had his genius moment on that defense and keeping Cam bottled up.
And that's not even part of my reasoning.
But I don't know, man. Both of these teams are so largely underwhelming. I would say you could toss a coin and pick the winner here. I think neither of these teams makes the playoffs at the end of the day. It would be interesting to see Jimmy G get a win over his old team, though. But not this season. This season, it's like, does it really count, though? Does it really matter?
In Foxborough?
In
Not
Foxborough,
happening.
I mean, whatever.
It'll happen.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice, though. I don't know. I like the Pats. It's tough to go against the coaching. What's this over-under, boys? We're looking
Probably
at
under anyway.
44.5. Yeah, under. Big time. I don't even have to think about it. All right. Are we ready for a fun game? We got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They travel to SoFi Stadium to take on my Chargers.
Upset.
No fucking way. Are you being real?
Yes.
You're being real.
I'm pretty sure I even picked him on the pick on the...
Actually, I got a better one for that.
Oh, hell no!
And I got another one for that too.
Yeah, bro.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you all...
Okay. Anyway, that's fine. You can be wrong. So
Yeah, I don't see it. I think the Chargers are gonna win, and I really hope you're wrong, because I got the Chargers defense this week streaming on fantasy, as my Colts have a bye. But no, I do not see that happening. I see the Chargers. They got some defensive key players back.
Justin Herbert gets his
Melvin
first,
Gordon back.
He's getting his first win Sunday.
And he's due for one finally,
He's
because he's been
due.
doing great, and it's been nothing but a tragedy.
I have to be
happening
right
with this
one
young lad.
time. And here's the thing, what you got to know is I need to stop looking dumb when I pick the Chargers, and it's gonna happen sooner or later. So what better time than right the fuck now? I feel it. It's gonna happen. Historically, the Chargers do slam the Jaguars right into the pavement. I don't remember the last time we lost to them. Maybe I'm just having selective memory, but it's been a
Well,
minute.
you're gonna remember on Sunday.
You're gonna remember the Titans, right? Matter of fact, Chargers, Jaguars history. Maybe I can see the last time we lost. Chargers versus Jaguars. Chargers, let's say 2019, Chargers 45, Jaguars. Oh, we lost them in 2017, 17-20. But then 2016, 38-14, 2015, 31-25, 2014, 33-14. I mean, historically, look at that. We're talking in. Okay.
This guy was like, "This is before Minshew Mania."
Nah, brother.
We're gonna run wild on you.
We're 8-3 historically against the Jaguars. And we moved to 9-3 against the Jaguars this Sunday.
Sunday,
Justin Herbert's going to be throwing up some lighting it up, throwing up some
Another
dimes.
300-yard game.
Justin Herbert, more like just incredible. That's
Let's
right.
just hope that Minshew doesn't coog it.
Yeah.
He ain't cooging nothing. He be winning. And let's look at that spread. Let's look at that over under, because I bet the Jaguars do put up some points. We're looking at 49. I actually am intrigued.
Over.
I'm going to take the over on that.
Yeah, I'll take the over.
Because Justin Herbert's going to throw for like 5 touchdowns right there. So
Ooh,
then all the
that's a
Jaguars.
hot take.
Ooh,
No, he probably throws for like 3 or 4.
Hot.
3 touchdowns.
I
3
think we're looking
interceptions.
for that.
Yeah.
I think he throws for like 3 touchdowns in that game.
3 interceptions.
No, this isn't fucking Jameis Winston we're talking about. This isn't Rex Grossman or fucking, I don't know, some other guy that does that. Jamarcus Russell. Historically bad. No, Chargers. It's Herbert time. This is where he fucking this is where he turns it all around right here.
Yeah.
Moving on, prime time Seahawks and Cardinals. We got it's in Cardinals. It's in Arizona. Seahawks are 3.5 point favorites as Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson are poised to do battle.
Go Hawks. Go Hawks.
I picked the Hawks.
Yeah, I had to wait because sometimes you like to pick against You like to pick against your team here.
Yeah.
I will tell you.
kinda weird.
I will tell you that I don't like that it's in Arizona.
I will tell you, I don't like the matchup, and I think it's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
gonna be
will
a nail
tell
biter.
you-
We don't play well in Arizona.
I will tell you, I don't like your fucking tone right now. No, I'm just kidding. Seahawks, they're winning. I feel like they're winning, but this will be a coming of age.
I'm not gonna lie when I tell you that I went back and forth on this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think that this will certainly be a duel of duels.
This is probably our toughest matchup of the year so far.
Yeah, they're kind of sliding right into that position that the Niners held. You know, I feel like this year the Seahawks Cardinals games are going to be some of the most fun games to watch. Offensively, you're looking at production. And I feel like everybody's going to go off. Kyler Murray, Kenyon Drake, Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, and then for the Seahawks, you know, expect. I mean, if you have a player on either offense, go ahead and just start him, because the Seahawks, they're missing Jamal Adams. That's a big one right there. The Cardinals, obviously, they're missing Chandler Jones, who's going to be out for the year. That's their pass rush essentially nullified. But yeah, for the Seahawks, I mean, you're starting Russ. You're going to start DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson. Throw them out. It's going to be a shootout, a bloodbath, a war. And we're looking at an over-under of 56. And I got to say the over. I think even this game could be 30-28, and that would be the least exciting finish to this thing. It's got to be over. For sure. And we'll get Brady's take on it momentarily. Any day now.
Bueller.
So, over under Brady 56.
Under.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I take the over. I think this will be a shootout. Yeah. I think you play anybody you have on both these offenses, period. It's going to be great. Bears, Rams.
The Bears.
The Bears.
You didn't even have to think about that?
Nope.
Okay, now here's the thing. I don't remember who I picked for this. I think I went Rams.
No, that's Bears, and that's Nick Foles' team right now.
Where's my Bears logo at? No, I'm pretty sure I went Rams. It's simple. It's simple, boys. I think the Rams right now they're flying under the radar too. I think they've got a pretty steady offense. I think that the Bears defense can cause them some trouble. But man, I mean, you're talking Khalil Mack versus Aaron Donald here. Donald. I expect Aaron Donald to just be a fucking problem for this Bears O-line, and that's the X factor here for me. And I like the Rams' weapons. I mean, Cooper Kupp, he's dominant. They're showing it doesn't matter that Brandon Cooks is out of town. Robert Woods is getting a good line share of carries. He's becoming very much a catch-heavy possession style receiver, very much like a Julian Edelman, who can come up with the ball when you need him to. And Cooper Kupp will slash through and get the touchdowns. They've got a nice little running back committee that I like. And that defense is stout. I will say Jared Goff, he's still not quite at that 2018 form that I've been waiting to kind of see him revert back to.
He's not exactly regressing, but he's not progressing.
He's playing better than last year. I mean, but that's not hard to do.
Yeah.
I think the Rams they're kind of flying under the radar right now because you've got all eyes on Seattle and even Arizona.
I'd say the Rams are barely doing it.
Well, it's just that nobody's talking about them right now. But I think they're a better team than people give them credit for. And I think that even though the Bears, they have the players to get it done, I think that's largely a defense that's holding them down and keeping offenses off the field. It's just going to be a case of if Nick Foles can persevere with a guy like Aaron Donald breathing down his neck. Right. I mean, because when you're face to face with Aaron Donald, you're face to face with a bear with a loaded shotgun. I mean,
yeah,
it's like I've said it on the show, and it's not a hot take at this point. I think Aaron Donald's probably the best player in football right now.
Okay.
So, but I don't blame you guys for picking Chicago here. I really don't. This will be a defensive battle. I'm gonna just say the under no matter what. Over under is 45. I will say the under on that.
Yeah, under for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if they combined with the Buccaneers to score 39, I think that they'll combine with these guys to score maybe 30.
Yeah.
So that is over unders. That is our week 7 previews and predictions. Do we have any other final thoughts, gentlemen?
I don't know. I think we about captured it all.
We about captured it all? Well, if that's the case, then I think it's going to be about time for us to hit the bricks and get out of here.
Yeah.
So, for Brady and Skylar, I want to say thank you so much for listening. It really does mean a lot. We will be back. I might be bringing back the Monday show. I'm going to figure out a way to just get some stats back and start running it back again. But until next time, take her easy.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Stay safe.
Caddyshack.
They just found a murder hornet nest in Washington.
Where?
Blaine.
My backyard.
Blaine.
Blaine. It's up past Seattle.
Oh, fuck.